single and older, you get to a point where you go, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. But it's all I want to talk about. Like, it's still, at the end of the day, at Thanksgiving, they're still like, who you dating? And you're like, oh gosh, okay. I would rather die. But then I go and talk to my friends and I'm like, I would like to date this person. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't know, I can't stop talking about it. I'm that way with the pandemic, I guess. What I was gonna say, the positive things about it though, I distracted myself with that own side journey. Well, let me tell you this, because I was thinking about dating and whatnot. Dating it's tricky, because it feels like they tell you to do stuff that doesn't make sense. Like they tell you to play hard to get. Like what? That doesn't work. Nobody gets a job playing hard to get. That's not a skill set that I've developed. Could you imagine trying to get a job playing hard to get? Just sitting in your job interview, just... Are you even interested in this job? No, not really. I got like 6 other jobs I'm gonna make out with after this job, so no, I am not interested. Like, they'd be like, no. But apparently it works, playing hard to get. I'm not good at it, so I tried to delve into the science of it, right? I read in a magazine said that the same hormone that is released when you're in love, that hormone also released when you're afraid. That's weird, but you use it, right? You're gonna show up on your date, just bing bong. Hi, your date, and just scare her, freak her out, right? Just have her just, oh, hello, I like him. He's a scary guy. I'm into that. He kind of looks like a skinny Kevin Bacon. Maybe we can go down to Lehigh. That's the weird. I'm from Seattle, but I live here now, actually. And it is weird to have a Kevin Bacon likeness and live here this close to Lehigh. People always look at you like, huh? Is that gonna happen? Yeah, no, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna get that town dancing again. As much as I would like to. I had somebody else tell me a different thing. He goes, hey man, no offense. Which I was like, oh, what compliment do you have ready for me, Mr. No Offense? And he goes, no offense, but you look kind of like Mark Wahlberg. And I was like, oh, that's nice, thanks. And he goes, like if he never worked out. And I was like, what? Why did you say the last part? Feels rude. I think one of the things, though, that I've appreciated about the pandemic has been recognizing how much I actually do enjoy people. I gotta admit, when it started, when they were like, stay 6 feet away from everybody, I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I like that. I don't have to touch anybody. And I have to admit that I became a little judgmental when they were like, stay 6 feet away from everybody. And I was like, yeah, and 10 feet from that guy. Because I don't think he was a close talker before this started. There's no way he knows what 6 feet he looks like. He's gonna try to talk close. And then, I just have realized though, when I'm that far separated from people, I'm like, I like physical touch. I do think I want to be touched. At about, that's a weird thing to say into a microphone, but I did just said it. That's how weird the pandemic is. You'll say stuff like that. I swear, like by June, I was like, just right here on my elbow, just give me a touch. Just touch me. I don't care. I'll take it. Do it. I just wanted any sort of contact. And that's why when businesses started to open up, one of the first things I signed up for, massage. I was like, I'm getting one of those. And I didn't used to like massage because my previous experience with massage was just that creepy guy at the office who just comes up behind you and starts rubbing your shoulders, never tells you he's there, just starts rubbing your shoulders, and he's always like, whoa, you're tense, buddy, and you're like, well, I guess I get that way when strangers touch me. Happy New Year! What in the world is happening? Nothing is more Utah than fireworks always. It's summer. What should we do? Fireworks. But we live in one of the driest states in the United States. So, we'll do it all the whole month of July. By the way, where the heck were those fireworks coming from? How did somebody on I-15... Like, that's the most dangerous fireworks show. Like, check this out. I'm gonna pull over right by the Loveland Aquarium. What do we call it? Do you call it Living Planet or Loveland or both? All of the above. Both? You call it the place right next to the gigantic claw grabber thingy. I was told, this is one of my favorite things of the show, and look, it's just impossible to not say this. I was talking with Andrea about the show, and I was like, this is gonna be so cool, I'm so excited to perform under that thing, and that'll be great. And she goes, yes, and please. Oh, give me a break. There's no way that wasn't on purpose. Please, don't make fun of it. It's like, I would never think to make fun of this beautiful. Orson Welles thing. I mean, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It is iconic, though. We were talking before the show. This is going to be the thing when artists draw our city. They're going to draw the mountains and this thing. And this will be in our snow globe magnet that you put on the fridge when they're like, this is Salt Lake City. And there it is. There's that thing. It's cool. It makes us legit. It doesn't have to make sense. We are totally okay to make fun of it, but we also have to love it because it's our weird thing. Why did we buy it? Because we like U2. Okay. That makes sense. I guess it's good that you guys didn't love like Metallica or something like, you just have flaming like, yeah, rock out. Like, whoa, what are those fish people doing? Yeah, they like Metallica, what are you gonna do? Some gigantic flecked dragon just, come see our fish. Be fantastic. Granted, that would work too. Either way, I'm down for it. It just inspires, what do you think about when you see it? I mean, it's just kind of like, okay, there it is. I gotta admit, I wanna go up there. I wanna go on the little trussing thing. But I heard that some kids already did that on TikTok, so they ruined that. Stupid kids. I don't really want to do that. I'm way too afraid of heights, actually. But it looks cool. Okay, that's enough. What are we talking about, massages? Oh yeah, I went to get a massage. Which, I didn't know the terminology for getting a massage, right? Do you know what you call the person who gives you a massage? Masseuse, that's what I thought, yeah. That's not right. They actually want to be called a massage therapist because they went to school and they're therapists and you can tell them your problems, right? They don't want to be called masseuse, which is a bummer because honestly, if they were called masseuse, inevitably it would eventually become a doctorate, right? You would get to go visit Dr. Masseuse, and that would be awesome, right? Dr. Masseuse would be like, could you get up on this table? And be like, try it if you are able. Relaxation for you is key, but first, please undress for me. And you're like, whoa, what do you mean? That's weird. They're so casual about it. Like that's a normal thing. They just say, just get undressed to where you're comfortable, and then they leave. And you get undressed, and you think, okay, I guess that's just what I was told to do. But then you get in your own head about it. You're like, did I go too far? This is embarrassing. I shouldn't have done that. Why did I? And you're like, I should put on more clothes. You put your socks back on. There you go. There we go. Like, what do? You put your belt on. I'm ready. I don't know what to do. And they come back in, you know, and they're like, well, you're supposed to be face down on the table. You know? I don't know. What? Like, they don't want you just sitting there going, hey there, you know, they don't want that. They're gonna be angry at you. They want you to lay face down on the table, which is not how anybody ever lays down. You're not gonna go to bed tonight and just be like, good night, lay on your face. No, that's wrong. You're gonna go to bed and lay on your back or on your side or whatever so you can breathe. They have a hole cut out in the table for your face. Looks like a toilet lid for a gnome. And they go, put your face in there. And you go, oh, okay, here we go. And you put your face. And it's soft and smells like lavender. And you're like, oh, that's nice. Do gnomes eat lavender? What does it smell? Is that how they make the oils? And so then they're gonna start their massage and they're gonna ask you stuff. They gotta go, what pressure level do you like? I don't know, 15 PSI, what do you want? I don't know what to say. I panicked, I go, medium, touch me medium, please. That's how I like salsa, maybe it's how I like massages. And they start touching me medium and I found myself immediately going, mild, touch me mild. You guys have a very spicy medium here. I wasn't ready for that. I need a way less picante on your touch. So I found myself asking for a lighter touch massage the whole time because the truth is I'm ticklish. And I felt really stupid admitting that. So I just fought off being ticklish, just gripping the table, biting into the toilet lid. Eventually she's like, are you okay? And I was like, quit touching me. She's like, that's what you paid me to do. I was like, don't do it. She goes, okay, we have a half hour left. What do you want me to do? It's like, just rub all around my body. Would you just rub all around my aura while you and me listen to Enya together? Just going, who can say when it comes? This is the weirdest. Just hearing your echo of singing Enya. Enya only has 2 songs, by the way. She's got that one and Sail Away, Sail Away, Sail Away. Those are her songs. Made her millions of dollars. I think. I don't know how much Enya makes. Seems like probably millions. I don't know the lyrics. I don't know any of them other than Sail Away, Sail Away. I had one kid at a show one time say, I know the lyrics. I was like, well, sing them, please. He grabs the microphone and goes, who can say where the road goes, whether it knows? I was like, that's it, how do you know? He's like, my mom is a massage therapist. I'm impressed. That sounds nice, I like singing on this. This is kind of fun. Now, I'm gonna do another musical joke because, so my little brother and his wife, they just had a baby during the pandemic. Well, that's quite a iconic moment for them. They had a baby. Before they had the baby, they said, hey, we're putting together a playlist to listen to while we give birth. Like it was a road trip. I'd never heard of that. Like a birthing playlist, is that a thing? Maybe some of you have done this. I guess you want to have a birthing playlist. And I was like, what music do you listen to when you're giving birth? Is it like soft? Is it like, who can say when the baby comes? Like relaxation? Or is it pump-up music? Because let's be honest, like having a baby is a workout. So is it your workout jams? Just like, let the bodies hit the floor, let the babies hit the floor. Like, that seems inappropriate, but. So I realized something. I was like, you know what? You probably shouldn't have a playlist because you don't know how long that's gonna take. You probably need a DJ, right? Wouldn't that be fantastic? You show up in the birthing suite and there's DJ Dula just like, who's ready to have a baby today? Get you all pumped up, throw your legs in the air, It's so perfect for giving birth, like everything. They'd be like, okay, we're gonna work on your breathing. Your turn. That's it, I hear another contraction. I wanna hear you scream. Be perfect. All these things, and DJ Dula, it's like they're playing one of those EDM songs when you don't know when the bass is gonna drop. You don't know when the baby's gonna be born, right? It's just building, just like and then they go, okay, here we go, baby, in 3, 2, 1, what? Oh, why not baby? Oh, okay. Baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 no. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Doc, what's wrong? He's like, the baby's not facing the right way. Turn around. Every now and then you try to go feet first, but it's a head first situation, so turn around, bright eyes. Baby turns around because it knows that song, right? Baby's born, it'd be fantastic. DJ Doula's over there playing Salt and Pepper, just going, bullshit. Like, there's no way that's not a birthing song, right? They'd be like, remix, it's twins, baby, 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 baby. You'd be there with Dr. Dre and DJ Doula. I mean, this is a job. This is a job that I want post-pandemic. We'll see. I didn't plan on this being my job. I planned on a different job. Like we said, I studied biology in college. And the biology, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to medical school, become a narcissist, you know, and I thought it would work out, but I didn't end up doing that. I ended up doing this, and I go, how did I end up doing this? And I go back to my childhood, and I remember that when I was a kid, we would go to church every Sunday, and once a month, I noticed that at church, they had an open mic. And I don't know if any of you have been to an open mic Sunday. By the way, this is a joke that I only do in Utah, just to be clear. And sometimes I have people who go, look, I'm not from this state. I don't understand what Open Mic Sunday is. And I get that, and I'll explain what it is. Because Open Mic Sunday functions like any other church meeting. Like, you have the person in charge, but they take that Sunday off. Your pastor, your preacher, whoever's doing the thing, they just go, let's not talk today. Let's hear from the people. And that's a beautiful concept. Because in that audience, you have fabulously talented, amazing people who could get up to speak. But they never get up to speak. You never hear from those people. No. No, you hear from some guy who was up late the night before eating cheese, just stuffing his face with cheese. And he went to bed and had a dream on a belly full of cheese and goes, oh my gosh, I gotta share that dream at Open Mic Sunday. And he gets up and he starts talking about all the things he learned in his dream from cheeses, and you're like, you're saying it wrong. And you realize this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm a kid in church. You think a kid in church is gonna sit there and be like, I hope I hear something holy today? No, you're a kid. You're like, come on, weirdos. I wanna hear from some weirdos today. And I always did at Open Mic Sunday. It was always great. I was like, that was weird. I love it. I want to do that professionally. And that's where stand-up comedy started for me, was at Open Mic Sunday. I thought, this is a fantastic gig. I hope that I can do it again. I've stayed in touch with a lot of those weirdos because of social media, right? That's how we stay in touch with every weirdo in our whole life. It's kind of uncomfortable how much of a thing it's become, because you realize you do stuff on there that you never do in regular life, right? Regular life, you've never wandered into a stranger's house, pulled down their photo album, feverishly looked through every picture, just strangers' photos, just looking through. And they'd be like, what are you doing? And you'd be like, don't worry, I'm a friend of a friend. No problem, it's no problem. Just gonna look on through. This is normal schnormal. It's not healthy. But I do it every time I'm online. Every time. Can't help myself. It's fun. I made a big mistake on social one time. I decided to visit an ex-girlfriend's Facebook page. Did you ever do that? That super creepy thing? The electronic version of driving past your ex-girlfriend's house? Do you remember doing that when you were 16? You'd be like, I'm just gonna drive past the palace. I just miss her. There she is! You speed away. She'd be like, Steve, is that you? It is, you got me. I was just passing through the cul-de-sac, and yeah, it's shorter. So I do this online. I type her name in the search bar, press return, Only to realize that is not the search bar, and her name is now my status update. Just emblazoned across the internet from me. And I wasn't internet smart, I didn't know how to remove it. I just had to let it sit there while all my friends liked it and commented on it. It's trending, stop. I hate you guys. I know, and she was like, Steve, what's going on here? And I was like, nothing. I was hacked, my account was hacked. It's that weird virus typed in your ex-girlfriend's name, you know how that happens? It's very weird, it's worse than COVID, you don't want to get it. Technology's easy to mess up on though, right? Anybody can mess up on that. You ever send a text message to the wrong person? Everybody's done that, right? I had 3 roommates, one of them smells bad. That's just the ratio, I don't have control over it. I was like, dude, the house smells so bad, you could tell Joel was just here. Send to Joel. He was like, oh, sorry, dude. I was like, I'm kidding. I was hacked. My account was hacked. Remember, we dated, Joel. No. I think probably one of the favorite parts of the being able to do this is the fact that you guys are real. I mean, let's admit it, Zoom shows are real, but they don't feel real. Like, I can't hear people laughing. I can't see their faces. I don't know. I mean, I can see their faces, but sometimes they're laughing in one of the Hollywood squares, and then at a Hollywood square over here, they're in the kitchen. What are they doing? It stresses me out. I don't know. And then there's a dog over here, and he's jumping around, and you're like, I love dogs. Dogs are cute. I love dogs. You guys love dogs? I feel like if you work at the aquarium, you're an animal person, right? And I always think it's interesting, like these dog owners, they get super close to their dog and they let them lick all over their face. And there's a moment where you're like, both their mouths were open at one point, and their tongue, that got in there. There's no way it didn't. And you're like, what kind of message are you trying to send your dog? Just like, where's this going between us? Like, what are you doing? Don't tongue kiss your dog. It's too far. You gotta close your mouth. But one of the things I have enjoyed though is even though the Zoom shows aren't as interactive, I do enjoy where they can be from. I was on a Zoom show the other day, people from Italy, Abu Dhabi, Sweden, Ukraine. It was insane. I just thought, I've never met these people, and now here we are just talking like friends. And I enjoyed talking to these people from London. They had these 2 little girls. They were talking to me and they were like, do you have COVID? And I was like, oh, I don't, but I like the way you say it. Like, I don't know what. When they talked about Corona, I thought, that sounds adorable. I like the way you say that. And I love talking with like people with accents. It's just fun to hear the way they say words. But for some reason, there's this little thing in the back of my head that goes, do it. And you're like, no, that's not brain, don't do that. And it's like, you can do it, talk like they do. No, I don't want to do that. And it's like, do an impression of them right in front of their face. I don't think that's hilarious. And you feel stupid, but you can't not do it. I walked into a store one time where it had a greeter. The greeter guy goes, hello. So Parrot Brain goes, hello. And they're like, fantastic, where you from? I was like, Seattle. He goes, you don't talk like you're from Seattle. And I was like, no, I don't. And I didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do either. He was like, whoa! And I was like, whoa! At that point, I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that. This is how I talk. To be fair, you started first. You're the weird one. Something's wrong with you. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just, it's a fun thing. I try to figure out why we talk the way that we do. Like, why do accents happen the way that they do? My theory is this. It's your tongue. It's your tongue that's doing it, because your tongue has a mind of its own. I learned that in a weird way, but if you think about the process, I gotta walk 8 miles back to where I put this thing. If you think about the process of when you're speaking, right? You push the air up over the diaphragm, and it hits your vocal cords, and your vocal cords go, and they wiggle around, and then it hits your mouth, and then it hits your tongue, and your tongue goes, and that
says all the words that you're saying, right? Just a floppity, flippity tube. It's weird that that's how that works, by the way. Like, there's no musical instrument that looks like a tongue. You're not like, I'm gonna play a beautiful song on the tongue. And just like, there's nothing that looks like that. Like, pianos make sense. Low note, high note. Hits the string, makes sense. But here's the thing. Your tongue, it has a mind of its own. I know this because in my mouth I have a permanent retainer. It's, if you don't know what a permanent retainer is, it's a metal bar that Dr. Payton puts in your mouth when you get your braces off. He just cements this stupid metal bar onto the back side of your teeth because he doesn't believe you when you say you'll wear your retainer. He's like, no, I know this kid. He's not gonna do it. And he puts a stupid metal bar in your mouth, and your tongue is just like, did you know this is here? Did you know this is here? Did you see this? There's a metal bar in your mouth. There's a metal bar in your mouth. There's a metal bar right here. I'm just gonna touch it. I'm just gonna touch it 10,000 times. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you? And you're like, tongue, stop touching it. Don't touch it. Don't. And I can't. It's like, I can't stop. I can't. If you would tell me to stop, I would stop. But I can't. And you're like, stop. Okay, you just say the word. Stop. No. I must touch it. My tongue touched that stupid metal bar so much it was like, it hurts. It hurts to touch it. It hurts. We're bleeding. We're bleeding all over the place. Your tongue, it is bleeding, and your blood tastes like screws. What's wrong with you? You're a mess. You're a stupid human mess. Whether or not you've had a permanent retainer, you've had a chip or a piece of popcorn or something stuck right there in your gums, and your tongue is just like, I got it, I got it, I got it. And you're like, stop it, you're not gonna get it. Just wait till we can floss. And it's like, we are floss. We will get it, we will get it eventually, we will get it. And every once in a while you get it, and your tongue's like, see, what did I tell you? It was worth it, huh? Half hour of looking like an idiot, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Thank heavens we were wearing a mask and nobody could see us going, no. Looking like a ridiculous person. I don't know. Well, let's do one more story. I distracted myself because we have a light show. Is that correct? Coming up? Did I spoil something? Nothing else is happening. Nothing else is cool. Underneath it. What do you guys call it, by the way? Eco? Eco. Oh, that's right. It stands for Echo. No. Economy. I don't remember what it stands for. Ecosystem. An observatory. Oh. What do you guys observe? Do they bring things for you to observe? Not like interstellar space observatory, right? It's just like, this is what we're observing, the grass and the Klingon on the fences and stuff like that. Did you guys know that? That was one of the first things they told me. They said, there's Doctor Who on the fences or whatever, which I thought was really cool / one of the nerdiest things I've ever heard. But I was proud of you for it because that's really cool right now. Nerdy stuff is cool. I don't know Doctor Who that well, but you guys must love it. Do you love Doctor Who? Tepid response from a crowd that has it etched in their DNA over here. Do you like him? He's okay. I have a TARDIS, but you know, that's what it's called, right? TARDIS? Do you know? I don't know why I looked right at you. I was like, you know Doctor Who, right? And you're like, I don't. I'm much more into Lord of the Rings. Was I right? No. Harry Potter? No. Anyway, what's your favorite thing? Wait, what was that? Gremlins? Oh, Marvel. Oh, okay. I like Marvel too. Yeah. Okay. Darn it. I wished it was something sillier. But are you a Metallica fan? No. Oh, man. I heard the guy who didn't want me to make fun of it isn't even here, so we could just have our heyday with it right now. It's like, we could get away with this. I don't know. It's great. Have any of you seen it at night? I heard a lot of you haven't. Because this is probably the first time you guys have seen each other in a long time, because the pandemic, etc. But, you know, I don't know. Are you guys excited to homeschool your kids? It's kind of scary, right? It's gonna be tough. I know a lot of people who are scared about the homeschooling your kids, but I'm excited because I had some friends who were homeschooled growing up. And I'm excited to see what this generation learns. Right? You remember your homeschool buddies when you were a kid? They're like, well, when the redcoats faked the moon landing. And you're like, what? They're like, well, when the Eskimos fought off Germany for World War II. I don't think that happened. I don't know. You know there's going to be some kid who's like, I'm not going to do the reading thing. That's fake news. You're like, oh boy. I don't know if you know how that works. But, I don't know. Childhood is one of my favorite times. One of my favorite stories to tell when I'm on stage is a time when I was just 15 years old, and me and my dad, we used to go and visit these people once a month in their home to give them a little church message. It was a thing that our church wanted us to do. They said, go visit these people once a month in their home. It doesn't matter how weird they are, you have to go into their home. And we got to visit hoarders once a month. And that was great, because you play games when you visit hoarders, right? The first game you play when you go into a hoarder's house, how long can I hold my breath? Right? You're gonna die if you don't play that game. You gotta hold you hold your breath. And then the second game when you visit hoarders is called What is a Chair? Hoarders love that game, right? They start it always. They go, okay, welcome to our home, have a seat. And they can see you going, I don't know where to fit. And you have started the game of What is a Chair? And everything is just piles that are covered with bed sheets. And you're scared to lift up that bed sheet because maybe it's not a chair. Maybe underneath that bed sheet is just a stack of flat cats. Just flat cats, like stacked like National Geographic magazines, just piled up high, just like, here's our kitty from '92. This is Mittens. We loved him. He goes on the bottom. And you know, oh, so scary. And I didn't like that. So whenever we visited him, we stood. But after a long enough time, my dad decided, I'm gonna try to sit down, which I thought, that is very brave. How on earth will you do it? But he went and found a chair. He was very good at the game. But he only found one chair. And he sat in it. And now I feel awkward. I was like, oh, okay, where do I sit? He's like, Steve, just sit on my knee. Come on over, sit on Dad's knee, you 15-year-old. And I'm like, that's weird. You're making it weird. Quit being a weirdo. Hop on over here. Sit on your dad's lap. And I was like, I hate this. I was already a kid who didn't have any self-confidence. I was a very shy kid. I don't know, my parents did build my self-confidence in a weird way. When I was younger, they warned me about kidnapping, and I just heard that, and I was just like, somebody wants me? And they were like, no, you don't want this kind of kidnapping. I was like, you told me there'd be candy, it sounds pretty awesome. But luckily, I had learned that I don't want to be kidnapped. And so I stayed safe, and I finally got over myself, and I sat on my dad's knee. Just a 15-year-old idiot sitting on his dad's knee, and I was unhappy about it, and he could tell. So he bounced me just a little bit. He just bounced. I was colicky, I guess. I was like, whoa, I feel better. Thank you, Dad. I didn't know that I was so colicky. Then a cat that was flat wanders through the rubble, hops up on my dad's other knee. Yeah, the last seat in the house. And he promptly vomited on my dad's knee. It was insane. Kitty was like, yeah, you smell normal. I fixed it. Just barfed right there on Dad's knee. And that created a weird moment because the hoarders just sat there and they go, oh, sorry, that happens. To which we had to go, no, it doesn't. This is the first time I've been on my dad's lap and a cat has vomited. This is a very rare situation. But to them, it wasn't. They were like, this is a Tuesday. And so we thought, okay, let's just keep talking. My dad tries to talk and he's like, okay, well, the message this month is all about, and I could hear him stop. And I knew what was happening because my dad is a wuss with bad smells, right? My dad is the guy who's like, does the garbage need to go out? The garbage? Can you get the garbage? He can't smell bad smells. To be honest, I can't smell bad smells either. I don't like them. Do you guys remember back when we used to talk to each other without masks on? And you could smell the other person's breath? Yeah, there's other benefits to masks too. Not only are you not gonna get COVID, you don't smell stinky people's breath. It's pretty nice. But I used to be scared that I would be talking to someone and they would breathe out their bad breath and I would breathe in. Ooh, I did not want that to happen. So I did this. I just blew out softly when they were talking to me. Did you ever do that? When someone's talking to you, you're like, hey, how's it going? You're pretty good. You blowing on my face? No. Why would you say just a little bit? Yeah. Why does your breath smell like flat cats? What is wrong with you? I couldn't handle it. So there we sit. Cat barf on one knee, me on the other. A message in our hearts. My dad decides he's going to try to share that, and he goes, the message this month is learning all about how to love one another. Excuse me, it's learning how to... I'm sorry, it's learning... And he was doing this very weird, like... It's like a mix between a Yoda impression and a cough. It was just like... And you're like, what are you doing? And that was fine. I was fine with that. But it changed. Because it went from to those are different, right? You can hear the one going down. That's bad. And I don't know what it is about when you hear the sound. There's something in your body that goes, I don't feel good either. And honestly, it might be happening to some of you. You're like, how long is he gonna make that sound? I can't hear one more time. If he does that, I'm gonna lose it on this grass, and the observatory is gonna have a lot of weird stuff to observe. And I don't wanna be seeing that if he doesn't stop doing it. And to be honest, when my dad started doing it, I started doing it too. I was like, Dad, you gotta stop bouncing me. Dad, please stop bouncing me. Please stop bouncing. I don't feel good if you don't stop. And so my dad stopped. He started elbowing me. And I knew what that meant. I knew what that meant. That meant, say the thing that you say at the end, right? Because at the end, you always say the same thing. You say, is there anything we can do to help you, right? And always at the end, never at the beginning, right? That's a rookie move. If you say that at the beginning, that's a big mistake, right? Because if you said that at the beginning, guess what? You're gonna end up helping them. No way, right? That is not what you're there for. You're there to annoy them, like good people. And so you annoy them, and you stay in their house too long, and then you go, is there anything we can do? And they say, no, just leave. And they had me say it, 15, no skill set. I was like, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you need any Nintendo codes? And they were like, no, we're good. So we barfed and we got out of there. And I'm gonna get out of here as well. You guys, thank you so much for letting me come here and talk to you and see your face.